Hey there, and welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, so be honest with me. Are you completely sick and tired of terminal windows just, multiplying on your screen faster than a memory leak? I know I am. Today, we're tackling the ultimate developer headache, and that's managing multiple interconnected containers. We're going to look at exactly how to take your workflow from absolute hair-pulling chaos to complete calm. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, the multi-container headache.
Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine you're building out a reasonably complex application. You've got, say, a Node.js web server, right? And you've got a database. And obviously, they need to be in perfect sync with each other. So how are you actually handling this right now? Because if you don't have the right tools, spinning up those interconnected services usually means a whole lot of typing, like a dozen open terminal tabs, and frankly, a lot of crossed fingers hoping it all works out.
Because think about it. Without a dedicated orchestrator in place, you're stuck typing in multiple commands just to get every single container up and running. You'd start with your standard Docker run command for the database, sure. But then you have to manually tack on all those individual flags and parameters. For your ports, then your volumes, then you're setting up the networks, typing out every single environment variable. And the kicker, the second you finish that massive command, you have to dive right back into the terminal and type out another incredibly lengthy command with even more parameters just to run the Node app. It is literally exhausting just thinking about it.
And as the source material rightly points out, and I completely agree here, this process can be very error-prone, as there is more potential for typos or mistakes that could send you back to square one. Seriously, one missed dash, just one little typo in a massively long command, and boom, you are starting entirely from scratch. It is so incredibly frustrating.
Section 2, enter Docker Compose.
Phew, okay, take a deep breath, because the good news is we do not have to live in that terminal nightmare forever. So the crucial point here is that Docker Compose is a tool that makes it an absolute breeze to define and run multi-container applications. It's basically the elegant solution that rescues you from having to remember, juggle, and manually type out that endless string of fragile terminal commands. I mean, just look at the stark contrast here. It's like night and day. On one side, we go from this super chaotic state of juggling multiple, highly error-prone commands, constantly terrified of hitting the wrong key, straight into the state of total calm. With Docker Compose, you define your entire multi-container infrastructure in one single, clean file. That's right, just one file outlines the whole shebang.
Section 3, the magic of YAML.
So how exactly does it pull off this magic trick? Well, the undisputed hero of our story here is the compose.yaml file. Configurations for all your services are defined right inside this file using really simple, highly readable YAML syntax. You can kind of think of it as the master blueprint for your entire app. Everything it needs to run is documented declaratively, right there in one spot. And this brilliantly illustrates how it all works. Inside that service definition, you're telling Docker exactly how to run your containers. You specify which image to use, you cleanly centralize your configurations for ports and volumes to handle all your traffic and store your data, you set up your environment variables, and absolutely crucial here, you define your dependencies so these containers know exactly how to talk to one another. Everything is just neatly organized in one centralized place.
Section 4, seamless container management.
Okay, so we've got our blueprint, but what does this actually mean for your day-to-day workflow? Basically, it means an incredibly simple lifecycle. Step 1 is just defining your services in that compose.yaml file. Then, step 2, and this is where the real magic happens, with just one simple Docker Compose up-d-build command, the tool gets to work. It seamlessly brings your entire application to life right in the background. No more juggling a million tabs, no more sweating over a typo throwing a wrench in your setup. And step 3, when you're all done for the day, you literally just run Docker Compose down to cleanly tear it all down. It is actually that effortless. So just to summarize the core takeaways here, Docker Compose isn't just about saving you a couple of keystrokes. It radically simplifies your entire development process. It ensures absolute consistency across all your environments. So you know for sure that if it works on your machine, it's going to work exactly the same way on your colleague's machine. Ultimately, it makes container management a total piece of cake. And that is exactly why it's such a beloved tool for developers. Whether you're just starting out on your very first project or you're architecting some massively complex enterprise-level application. So what does this all mean for you right now? Well, here is my final question to leave you with. Are you ready to actually practice running a simple app with all its dependencies using Docker Compose?
Because, learning the theory is great and all, but getting your hands dirty, that is where the knowledge really sticks. I highly, highly encourage you to check out the walkthrough linked in the resources so you can start practicing immediately. I mean, why stay stuck in terminal chaos when a single file can bring you total calm? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there and build something awesome.